We end the week unleashing a joyful celebration of autumn. Here's CBS's Steve Hartman on the road.
In our increasingly outraged America, even the lowly leaf is subject to controversy. Folks upset about the raking and the bagging.
Leave the leaves! They're just going to make the soil richer.
Mad about the blowing and the scooping.
It's just noise and leaf blowers, and I can't handle it.
Even just vacationing to look at them angers some peeps.
I hope you stub your toe really hard.
But there is at least one place left in America where pure autumn joy can still be found. It appears annually in Jody Hartman's front yard in Freeport, Maine, after he piles up his leaves and gives his dog the green light. Stella the yellow lab. Everything fall should be.
She kind of likes the feeling of it, I think, the sound maybe.
I made you something.
It's just her little comfort zone.
Stella started doing this about 9 years ago. A few years later, their other dog, Mabel, caught the fever. Today, their videos are extremely popular on social media, which is why Jody goes to great lengths to make sure his leaf pile lasts as long as possible.
I was out in the yard with a hairdryer trying to dry them out. I have to cover them with my new roof. Just leaf maintenance all the time.
Do you have to tell the kids, no, these aren't for you, these are for the dog?
I have kept the kids out of the leaf pile before.
Hold on, guys, don't wreck it.
You know, some people believe kids are more important than dogs.
Yeah, that's good to know. I'll try to remember that.
But until then, the pooches will remain the priority. Because he says, we all really need this.
I think in a world where there's so much noise, and especially on social media, it just doesn't get much more simple and wholesome than a dog just running and jumping in the leaves.
Especially, he says, when this happens.
Just her tail wagging outside the leaves is something about it.
That little periscope of hope popping out of the chaos. A reminder that joy is still out there if you just take the leap. Steve Hartman, on the road in Freeport, Maine.
With the long holiday season over, a lot of people could sure use a cat nap. Tonight, Steve Hartman's on the road with the tale of a man who takes that to a whole new level.
The Safe Haven Pet Sanctuary has been blessed. Blessed with one of America's most helpful volunteers, a true godsend.
Want some treats?
I think it's absolutely amazing.
Elizabeth Feldhausen runs the place.
It feels almost divine in a way.
Yeah, we were very lucky that he walked in here.
The savior of the cat rescue is a brother at the St. Norbert Abbey in Green Bay, Wisconsin, named Terry Lauerman.
I've always been a cat person. To me, it's a blessing to be touched by creation. Oh, you are such a sweetie.
A couple years ago, this 76-year-old retired teacher started coming in to brush the cats.
Yeah.
But his mission quickly evolved.
It just happens.
Now, on every visit, as Terry settles into one of the many comfy couches here, he starts feeling the effects of all this meowatonin and becomes full-on catatonic.
You sleep on the job.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Is this still volunteer work?
Yeah, there's no salary involved in it.
I know.
So,
I was stressing the work part.
Oh, yeah, well, you can't have much expectation for somebody who's volunteering here.
But there's more to his naps than meets the shut-eye. By dozing off so comfortably, Terry has actually done more for this cat rescue than any conscious volunteer ever could.
It started when the rescue began posting pictures of Terry's cat naps, and he went viral.
Were you surprised by the fame?
Oh, God. Pet and brush cats and fall asleep. And I should be world famous for doing this?
Oh.
World famous and a calendar guy. Even has his mug on a local coffee blend. For Safe Haven, Brother Terry has turned out to be marketing manna from heaven.
How much have you raised because of him?
Near $100,000.
A guy sleeping can have that kind of impact?
I wish that I could fall asleep and make $100,000.
The money has allowed the rescue, which caters to special needs cats, to expand its reach.
Good kitty.
Terry says it just goes to show that changing the world can be a lot easier than you think.
When you retire, you can do all kinds of neat things. Find something and do it.
I'll sleep on that.
Yeah.
Steve Hartman, on the road in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Saving lives while you sleep.
Like a lot of Americans, a woman in upstate New York needed a break from political news on TV. Trust me, I sympathize. But she had no idea she was about to make a life-saving choice. Here is CBS's Steve Hartman on the road.
Of all the choices, all the places you could click,
Do you see how fluffy that is?
all the videos you could surf, why would anyone settle on a sleeping pig?
It had to be one of the least interesting things on the internet.
Yeah, she's not putting on a show or nothing. But it was also the least stressful.
With political tensions roiling, all Laura Palladino wanted that Friday night was a boring animal live stream. Unfortunately, her desire for drama-free programming came to a crashing halt after the pig knocked over a heat lamp, buried it in straw, and set the barn ablaze.
And I started freaking out.
And as if that wasn't enough,
I was the only one watching.
the only one in the world who knew what was happening.
Which is what made my heart sink. There was nothing I could do, and it was terrifying. Yeah.
Laura tried calling the farm, but no one answered. She even tried 911, but what were they going to do? She lived 80 miles away. That's why, deep down, Laura knew it was hopeless. But she kept trying different numbers anyway.
And would you believe?
They busted in.
She finally got a hold of the farmer just in time.
I started crying. This is just a lot. And he was holding her. He's I'm so sorry. You could tell how much he loved those animals. I was oh, yeah. Hi,
Laura.
Yeah.
This week, Laura traveled to June Farms in West Sand Lake, New York to meet farm manager Josh Vicks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Josh had cared for that pig, named Ethel, since it was a piglet.
Definitely inspiring to know that there are other people that feel as much affection and love towards these animals that we do.
The only one uninspired was Ethel herself,
Hi.
who appears to have emerged from the ordeal completely unshaken. The farm can now proceed with its plan to breed Ethel, promising the first piglet will be named
Is that good?
Laura.
Never thought I'd have a pig named after me, but I'll take it.
And we'll take her.
Why not?
As a reminder that most people are heroes, just waiting for their moment.
Hi, girl.
Steve Hartman, on the road near Albany, New York.
The team was down on its luck, in bad need of change, when along came a kitty catalyst. Here's Steve Hartman on the road.
To show power and dominance, a lot of colleges have these mascots, live animals they use to fire up the crowd at football games. And Bowling Green State University in Ohio is no exception. Only their warrior guide is less frightening beast and more fancy feast.
Just little sneezes. He's got some allergies.
Aw, don't we all?
Meet Pudge, Bowling Green's 3-year-old Persian Patronus. Pudge attends every home game. His mere presence, like catnip for these dogged fans.
They're like Simba. Yeah, the crowd's like,
The players say Pudge has become a phenomenon.
There's thousands of people there just to see a cat.
For the cat?
100%.
oh yeah, he's quite the celeb.
People love him, and I guess I can't blame him because I love him too.
George Carlson is Pudge's owner and Bowling Green's long snapper. George first brought Pudge to the locker room earlier this season. At the time, he says everyone was in the dumps about some injuries. And he thought what this team needs is his cat. I mean, he'd seen Pudge work miracles before in his own life.
I mean, for me, he played a really big role.
Last year, George lost his mom, Kristen, to ovarian cancer.
It was very tough for me, especially living in a single apartment. I could get really down, you'd spiral really easily. But the thing is I could come home to this cat who's just funny looking, he's slightly odd.
And it helped?
It helped a lot. I just think the whole process would have been harder without him.
And it was that belief in the healing power of the purr that brought Pudge to the team and now to his legion of fans. Home game attendance is up almost 60% this year. That's the largest increase of any Division I school in the country. No doubt due in part to the long snapper and the long napper, who have given everyone in this community reason to cheer. Well, almost everyone. Steve Hartman on the road in Bowling Green, Ohio.
Finally here tonight, Lowe's home improvement stores once used the slogan, do it right for less. But this is not about that. This is about the time Lowe's did it right for Francine. Here's Steve Hartman on the road.
At this Lowe's in Richmond, Virginia, manager Mike Seida has always had a favorite employee.
She wasn't quite as friendly in the very beginning, but after a little while, she found her way into a lot of people's hearts, I guess you could say.
Cats can do that. And for nearly a decade, this former stray named Francine was a constant presence in the garden department. She became a local celebrity until one day, a few months ago, when Francine vanished. Wayne Schneider was Francine's primary caretaker.
I just had a gut feeling that she was gone.
He figured Francine must have wandered onto a freight truck, one bound for this massive Lowe's distribution center in North Carolina. If so, she could have been anywhere here, hiding in the piles of pallets or tucked in the rows of trucks.
Maybe they opened the trailer up and she got out. We would never find her.
But Wayne says he had to try. So he solicited the help of warehouse managers Preston Bullock and Taylor Tacanet.
As long as they had fight in them, we had fight in us to help support.
Our mission's to solve problems, and that's exactly what we took it as. We've got a missing family member out here, so we're going to jump on top of it.
Really, pulled out all the stops, tried to lure Francine with Fancy Feast, brought in a thermal drone to fly over the facility, even got a high-end 360-degree camera. But still, no luck. Until this image. Grainy, but clearly Francine. And once they knew where she was, they got her.
It was just, I could have cried, I'll be honest.
I was so overjoyed. Our tears were just coming down my face that we had found her.
Mike and Wayne loaded her up and drove her home immediately. Then rolled out the blue carpet for their star employee's triumphant return.
It feels good to see her back where she belongs.
Today, Francine is back to her old routine, prowling the store and posing for customers. Proof that the heart of any workplace is the personnel. Steve Hartman on the road in Richmond, Virginia.
Maybe it's fate, but sometimes the right person comes into your life just when you need them the most. Here's CBS's Steve Hartman on the road.
According to her mother, Lacey, 6-year-old Raylyn Nast of Fort Smith, Arkansas, has always been a daddy's girl.
She was very proud of her dad. She always wanted to introduce her dad to just about anybody.
Until a couple weeks ago, when her father, Davy, died of colon cancer. He was just 41, and Raylyn was just devastated.
It was a cry that was pure heartbreak.
Enter Emily Beineman, who happened to be jogging with her dog Blue the day of the visitation. She was running past the funeral home when all of a sudden she heard a tiny voice call out from the chapel steps.
She was like, "May I pet your puppy?" And I was like, "Yeah, like of course, like as long as your parents don't mind."
That's what you said to her?
Yeah.
Not knowing?
Not knowing, yeah.
Raylyn explained that her dad was lying inside, gave Blue a huge hug, and then gave Emily a stunning invitation.
I asked her if she wanted to come in and see my dad.
That's right. This still proud daughter invited that random jogger to meet her father.
Emily was hardly dressed for a funeral, and she knew just walking in the door would cause a scene. But she also knew this was the last time that little girl would be able to introduce her daddy to anyone. So she followed her gut and followed Raylyn down the aisle.
Everyone was kind of looking around like, where did she come from? And she came in right next to Ray, like they'd known each other for so long. There was that connection there.
How could two people bond so quickly?
She helped me feel better
Raylyn says it should be no mystery.
by her kindness.
Raylyn and Emily got together again this week and plan to stay friends forever.
Sweet.
Of course, no one will ever replace her dad. But Raylyn is clearly on the path to a better place.
Yes.
Thanks to the kindness of a stranger.
Oh, those are good kisses.
And the healing power of a warm puppy. Steve Hartman on the road in Fort Smith, Arkansas.
It's Friday, so you know what that means. This week, CBS's Steve Hartman goes on the road with the lost and found story that has an ending that you have to see to believe. And don't worry, I won't let the cat out of the bag.
That first set was like the day we brought him home.
Before they had children.
He was all ear.
Before they were even married.
Oh, yeah.
Jason and Liz McHenry of Annapolis, Maryland say this was their baby. A cat named Ritz.
Well, I mean, at that point, they are your kids.
Yeah, it is a member of the family.
At least he was. Until 2006, when Ritz bolted out the apartment door, down the stairs, and never returned.
We spent months, looking all around, talking to the shelters, and yeah, anything we could think of, we tried.
When did you finally give up?
I don't know that you ever really give up.
In fact, she still has his lost pet poster.
It felt like if I deleted it, it never happened, and he'd be forgotten, and I couldn't do that.
And so, her sliver of hope remained through that decade and into the next, and into the next. 16 years came and went until
6 miles from Jason's old apartment building, a woman found a stray cat living in this trailer park. The cat was in such terrible shape, she brought it over to this veterinary office to be put down. But before doing so, as is standard procedure, the vet scanned the cat for a microchip.
At that very moment, Jason got an automated text. Cat Ritz has been found.
It was like, well, that's got to be a mistake. I mean, I'm thinking they recycled the microchip number. And she's upstairs and she overhears me. She goes, what did you just say?
He's been gone for 16 years. I didn't think this was possible. Come on, Ritz.
And yet, there he is, the record holder. No pet reunited because of a microchip has ever been lost longer. Today, despite 2 bum legs, Ritz is on the mend. He already has his favorite chair picked out and is now enjoying the attention of the brother and sister he never knew.
You know that?
Ritz has a very sweet demeanor, which means he may have been a house cat at some point.
Hey, kitty.
But there's no telling. All we know for certain is that for 16 years, Ritz was lost. But hope was never.
There you go.
Steve Hartman, CBS News, on the road.
The winner of tomorrow's Kentucky Derby will get nearly $2 million in prize money, along with the glory of the racing world. CBS's Steve Hartman goes on the road to remember a horse that never came close to winning the Derby, but he won plenty of hearts along the way.
Not long ago, friends and fans gathered to pay their final respects to one of the most unlikely celebrities in sport, Zippy Chippy.
Zippy loved being a racehorse. He just wasn't very good at it.
And farcical as it may look,
He's going to live forever in my heart.
unofficial Zippy fan club president Roseanne Frieri says this memorial is hardly horseplay.
It could be a joke to some people, but the people that know the real story about Zippy, they're heartbroken.
Zippy Chippy was born into a racing royal family. He's the grandson of Kentucky Derby winner Northern Dancer. And Zippy, too, could have been one of the all-time greats. If only, at the start of every race, he just would have started.
They're off, and dwelling in the gate is Zippy Chippy.
Zippy never quite understood why everybody was in such a rush.
Trailing the field.
He lost every race he was in, 0 for 100.
Zippy Chippy finishes last.
101 if you count the time he lost to a minor league baseball player. That cemented his reputation as the losingest racehorse in history. This is Zippy back in 2000 with his owner and faithful companion, Felix Monserrati. Felix died a few years ago, but he never gave up on this horse.
Zippy's like my son. I like him a lot. And every time he runs, he made me feel good.
Zippy lived out the last leg of his life here at the Old Friends at Cabin Creek Retirement Farm in upstate New York. He died last month at the age of 31 and is now being celebrated, finally, as the winner that he was.
He was loved. We'll miss him.
Not a single person even mentioned his racing record. Quite to the contrary.
In a sport that winning is everything, Zippy taught us that losing is a normal thing.
Do you think people see themselves in Zippy a little bit?
Oh, yeah. I think we all see ourselves in Zippy because it was always on Zippy's terms. Whatever Zippy wanted, Zippy did.
At the Kentucky Derby, all that matters is speed. But Zippy reminds us there's more to life than running for the roses, that sometimes it's better to just stop and smell them. Steve Hartman, on the road in Greenfield Center, New York.
Now Steve Hartman on the road with his best friend, but not at first.
No parent has a favorite child, but my kids are convinced that I do.
Ready.
And they have a point.
Good girl. I'm so proud of you.
I adore Birdie. Although, as my wife Andrea loves to remind me, getting the dog wasn't exactly my idea.
He did not want the responsibility.
That's
he did
true.
not want the hassle.
Yep.
He did not want the money.
Okay.
He felt like our lives were full already.
They got the idea.
Everything was going to fall on him.
Point made.
And I just decided that I was going to do it by myself.
She went rogue and got this Australian Labradoodle. I didn't touch the beast for weeks.
And he was kind of just like being critical.
But eventually the bond between him and the dog strengthened.
But didn't want to let any of us know that because of his pride.
Yeah.
All true. It's embarrassing to admit now, especially to her face. But I take comfort in knowing that I am far from alone.
Not long ago, we put out a call on Facebook looking for other formerly reluctant dog dads. We got hundreds of replies about guys who fought getting a dog tooth and nail.
We had a new house that had hardwood floors.
We had white carpet.
Can't really take them with you on vacation.
Just really kind of a nuisance.
But, like me, each one had a profound conversion.
He kind of stole my heart. We go everywhere together.
Definitely the best thing that ever could have happened, that's for sure.
Men do have soft hearts. It's just sometimes it takes a fur ball to crack through that hard-headed, practical outer layer. Dogs can do that. In fact, it's one of their best tricks.
It's almost like dogs know who they have to win over.
I hope that this piece encourages all the dads out there on the fence about getting a dog to listen to their wife.
Mm-hmm.
Good suggestion, guys. Otherwise, one day, you may be forced to do the unthinkable.
I had to say, I'm sorry. You're right.
I hate to admit it, but she was right.
I'd have to say she was right.
And I suppose I should now join that chorus and tell my wife I was wrong. But this isn't Mother's Day. Steve Hartman, on the road with my loving family.
Finally tonight, CBS's Steve Hartman goes on the road for an update on a story about perseverance and resilience.
A lot of dogs think they're human, but Dexter takes it to a whole nother level, to the point where I can now safely say, I have seen everything. As we first reported about a year ago, Dexter lives in Ouray, Colorado, where this bicolor, bipedal Brittany Spaniel turns heads wherever he goes. Dexter's owner, Kenty Pasick, says this isn't a trick she taught. It's an adaptation he made after a near-death experience.
Hey, come on.
When Dexter was a puppy, he escaped his yard, darted into traffic, and got hit by a car. he lost one front leg and the other was badly damaged. So everyone assumed, to get around, he would need some kind of adaptive equipment.
And he did use a wheelchair for a while, until one day when Kenty set the pooch at the foot of her porch without the wheelchair.
And I ran in to go get my cup of coffee, came out, and he was right here where he is right now. And I was like, how is this going on?
How did you figure it out?
I put him back down there and I grabbed my phone to see what was going on.
Here is the video she recorded.
And I was like, oh, we're into something totally different.
You never know where life's gonna take you.
You never know.
Since we first told this story, Dexter, who was already a minor celebrity in Ouray, has become a major celebrity across the nation, taking to the skies for appearances in TV shows and pet expos. He has pranced in the shadow of New York's skyscrapers and Washington's cherry trees. And along the way, this dog has gathered more fans and followers than a lot of our most popular humans.
Follow him on Instagram. Oh, good.
The whole thing takes absurdity to new heights. But to many, Dexter is no joke. In this pile of mail he receives monthly
Comes in droves.
are hundreds of letters of heartfelt gratitude.
I'm recovering from intensive radiation treatments for breast cancer, and you certainly bring joy to my day.
Where humans see obstacles,
I mean, just
often dogs beg to differ.
Dexter shows us, why aren't you out there doing the things you want to do? Because he has.
Off he goes.
And in doing so has proven that sometimes getting knocked down is the only way to see how tall you stand. Steve Hartman on the road in Ouray, Colorado.
Finally tonight, CBS's Steve Hartman goes on the road to Michigan to meet a group of buddies who more than embraced a wild animal that's usually considered a pest.
You've no doubt seen many animal rescues, from barn fires to flash floods, critters cut loose and airlifted. But until you've seen this story, you have not seen it all.
Yeah, it was surreal.
It's an unbelievable thing to see. You know, if we didn't catch that on camera, no one would have ever believed it.
Our drama unfolds at a backyard cookout in Burton, Michigan, where friends Tyler Whalen, John Pazinski, and Bill Messenger were just wrapping up their weekly cookout when a raccoon appeared. The raccoon had just stolen an American single, much like this one, a harmless caper, until it became clear to everyone that this raccoon had bitten off way more than it could chew.
We're looking at it, we noticed it was choking. Pointing at its neck like the universal sign for choking, it was like this.
Right after that's when Bill just sprung into action and started hitting its back.
And now
He is choking though.
You've seen it all.
A little bit lower, Bill.
I could not believe a wild raccoon was letting him hit it in the back that hard. I was like, oh my God.
Was leaning back into it like, help me out, brother.
I think it knew that he was trying to help it.
And help it, he did.
There you go. There it is. Let's go. You're laying it down. Yes.
Watch again in slow motion and you can see, right there, out came the cheese.
Oh my God.
For the obligatory don't try this at home warning, we reached out to an animal behavior expert, Professor Suzanne McDonald from York University in Toronto. She is a wealth of information.
I've seen it all. I've been bitten by it all. I've been pooped on by it all.
Perhaps too much information, but to the point.
Don't do that. Don't be slapping raccoons or any other animal on the back. But it wasn't like he was giving them mouth to mouth or anything.
And she says a choking animal can't bite you. Regardless, the guys believe they had no choice.
Who would have thought?
We all thought it was gonna die.
Oh yeah, we were pumped for that little dude.
He was one of us at that point, so we...
Sounds like that raccoon wasn't the only one.
And I'm proud to call these guys my friends.
All choked up. Steve Hartman, on the road.
Good moment.
In Burton, Michigan.
Oh my God. Like Steve said, now we've seen it all.
Birds of a feather may flock together, but CBS's Steve Hartman found two that only have eyes for each other. Here's tonight's On the Road.
At the New England Wildlife Center in Massachusetts, they treat thousands of injured animals every year. But Executive Director Zach Mertz says one recent case stands out from all the rest.
This was a first for us. Here's the goose.
The patient was a Canada goose they named Arnold. Arnold had a badly damaged foot.
And as we're doing it, we're prepping him for anesthesia, giving him meds. We hear this faint tapping at the door.
Tapping at the door?
Yeah. We all kind of turned around simultaneously and we're pretty shocked.
Zach says it was a visitor for Arnold.
We don't allow that, but we definitely had to make an exception in this case.
An exception for a spouse.
Don't worry, he's in good hands.
How did she know that her mate was in here?
My only guess is that she saw us capture him the day before, and he was probably honking in the cage overnight.
After surgery, the staff moved Arnold to the floor for recovery, where his mate, who they named Amelia, comforted and preened him. The avian embodiment of in sickness and in health.
Geese do mate for life, but if something dreadful happens to one, the other typically remarries. But not Amelia. She wasn't leaving her man. No honking way.
Throughout his convalescence, now in its 4th week, they've been putting Arnold in a pen out back, an hour daily for fresh air. And every time, without fail, Amelia comes running to her gander, marches right into his cage in full-throated surrender.
I think it really gave us all a new respect for how social these animals are and sort of the depth that they have in their emotions.
I know this isn't your field per se, but is this love?
You know, I don't know if it's love, but they really make each other calm and happy, and yeah, I think we could all learn something from them.
Arnold was released this week, back into the wings of his beloved. And although the couple was in no rush to fly the coop, they won't stick around for long. Still, hopefully, their example will stay with us, because what's good for the goose is crucial for mankind. Steve Hartman, on the road in Barnstable, Massachusetts.